Look, the modern world's got a lot of nonsense peddled about women. You hear things like, women are too complicated, they all want a sugar daddy, or nice guys finish last. But here's the truth that few men truly grasp. You don't need to be rich, jacked, or an alpha to attract a high-value woman. But you do need to understand what actually creates attraction on a deep level. This isn't about fake swagger, it's about substance. So let's break it down. Point number 1, build internal stability before external style. What it means. A high-value woman is drawn to a man whose confidence doesn't crumble under pressure. Let me illustrate. Imagine your girl asks you to meet up with some friends for dinner. You agree and look forward to it. Then the day arrives and suddenly you receive a call from her saying her friends have cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. Any regular guy might panic. They could respond with annoyance, frustration, or anger because their whole evening was disrupted. Their ego feels threatened because they were looking forward to it. Maybe he was expecting a bit of action after dinner, but watch how a stable man handles it. He doesn't flip out. Instead, he adapts. He stays calm and says something like, "No problem. Hey, want to come over and watch a movie instead? Or would you prefer we postpone to another day?" He rolls with the punches, demonstrating his composure and adaptability. And here's the kicker, that's stability. It's the ability to maintain your equilibrium, not being tossed around by life's waves. Life will throw curveballs at you, but it's in those moments when you remain steadfast that you truly stand out. That's the kind of man that a high-value woman wants by her side, someone who doesn't crack under pressure. It's not about being Mr. Perfect. It's about how you handle imperfection. Point number 2, lead with purpose, not performance. What it means. A high-value woman is unimpressed by a man who's always trying to please or perform for her. Instead, she's attracted to a man with a sense of direction, a man on a mission. Think of it this way. You wouldn't root for a sports team whose coach is constantly second-guessing their strategy, right? You want a leader who knows their playbook. Similarly, a woman wants a man who isn't just going through the motions. They want a leader. Now, this doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. It just means having a sense of direction. It's about intention. For example, let's say you decide to learn how to cook because you believe it's a valuable skill. Or you start hitting the gym consistently because you value health and fitness. These aren't actions performed for the sole purpose of impressing someone. They're about personal growth and development. They demonstrate that your life has a direction even without her. You're proactively shaping your life. These are the kinds of men high-value women seek out. Men who lead with purpose, not performance. Men who have a life that moves forward with or without her. Remember, you don't need to do everything for her. Your life should have its own momentum. Because a high-value woman doesn't want to be your purpose. She wants to join a man who already has one. Point number 3, speak with presence. What it means. The art of speaking with presence is not just about what you say, but how you say it. Picture this. You're at a social gathering and you spot her across the room. You approach her and introduce yourself. After some small talk, you feel the connection is there. Then you sit down next to her. Now it's time to place your order, and here's where many men stumble. The nervous small talker might launch into a rapid-fire monologue, trying to fill the silence between them. But what if instead you paused? You took a moment to observe your surroundings, perhaps noticing something interesting about the restaurant's decor or the lively atmosphere before turning back to her and sharing these thoughts in a relaxed manner. That's presence. It's about the quality of your voice, the depth of your eyes, and the pauses you choose to embrace. When you speak with presence, you're not rambling to cover up insecurity. You're not doing that. You're confidently holding the frame. And that's what she notices first. Point number 4, master self-respect, not just respect for her. What it means, listen up. A high-value woman won't stick around if she senses a lack of respect for himself. Why? Simple. She sees it as a reflection of how she'll be treated. Here's the deal. You teach her how to treat you by how you treat yourself. Here's an example. Let's say you tell your girl you're hitting the gym at 7 a.m., but you snooze your alarm and end up going at 8 a.m. You might think it's no big deal, but she's watching. When you break your promises, even the small ones, she'll see it as a sign that you don't respect your own word. And guess what? She's less likely to respect you either. Respect isn't just about grand gestures. It's about consistency. It's keeping your promises to yourself, showing up for yourself. It's standing up for your beliefs and values. You know, when you hold yourself accountable and make sacrifices for your own progress, that's where the respect comes in. It's magnetic. High-value women feel it and they can't resist it. She doesn't want a man who's desperate for validation from her or anyone else. She wants a man who respects himself enough to hold himself accountable, who values his own goals and dreams enough to fight for them. Point number 5. Own your flaws. Without apologizing for them, what it means, one major turn-off for a high-value woman is a man who constantly apologizes for himself or his situation. You see, when you apologize excessively, you're essentially telling her that you believe you're not good enough or that you're undeserving. Let me ask you a question. Would you date a woman who constantly apologized for existing? Probably not. Yet many men do the same exact thing. They apologize for being human. They apologize for their appearance, for their opinions, even for their feelings. Listen, you don't need to be perfect. She doesn't expect you to be. But when you mess up, own it. Apologies should be sincere and timely, not excessive. Instead of apologizing for everything, work on becoming better. Show her that you're maturing. Tell her what you're working on. This is far more attractive than endless apologies. It conveys emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and a willingness to grow. For example, instead of saying, "I'm sorry I got angry yesterday," you could say something like, "Yesterday I reacted impulsively. I'm working on controlling my emotions better. How did that make you feel?" That's owning your flaws without apologizing. By acknowledging your mistakes and demonstrating a commitment to improvement, you become more appealing to high-value women. They see your vulnerability as strength and your growth mindset as magnetic. Point number 6, be the safe space she can let down her guard. What it means, a high-value woman is used to putting up walls. She's seen her fair share of toxic masculinity and disrespect out there. So finding a man she can truly let her guard down with is like striking gold. This is where emotional intelligence comes in. Imagine this, you're hanging out with her and she starts opening up about a past trauma or a fear. It's raw, real, and incredibly vulnerable. Do you, A, try to fix it, B, offer empty platitudes, or C, stay present and empathetic? The answer is C. By staying present, you communicate that you're a safe space. You don't have to give advice unless she asks for it. Sometimes just listening and acknowledging her feelings is the best support you can offer. Your response in that moment can be a game changer. Will you shut down and get defensive, or step up and be the rock she needs? When you're able to provide that safe haven, that's when you've truly won her trust and respect. For a high-value woman, emotional safety is sexier than six-pack abs. And that's it. 6 pillars of attracting a high-value woman. It's not about tricks or fakeness. It's about authenticity, growth, and understanding. Remember, you're not chasing her. You're evolving yourself. And if she's meant to be part of your journey, she'll come along. So ask yourself, are you ready to level up? Drop a comment below. Let me know. And if you're serious about this, hit that like button, share it with a brother who needs this wisdom, and subscribe so you don't miss part 4, where we dive into the subtle behaviors that reveal she sees you as her long-term choice. Until then, stay sharp. Continue to level up and remember, it's not about luck. It's about what you choose to do with the cards you've been dealt. I'll see you in part 4.